This morning, we are honored to receive the hard-working Minister for Railway Development and a very powerful delegation from his ministry and other stakeholders from the railway sector. And I would like to thank everyone for attending today's meeting upon invitation. As you are all aware, we've seen very important developments on the Temang-Pakadan line. And as the minister will explain to us, the Manso to work on the Manso to Huni Valley line of the Western Line has also commenced. And today, the Honorable Minister is here. Minister for Railway Development and MP for Asante Achim South Constituency, Honorable Kweku Asante Boateng, with us. And of course, we have the Minister for Railway Development and MP for the good people of Hohoe Constituency, Honorable John Peter Amewu. And my boss, last but not the least, my boss, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah, Minister here at the Ministry of Information, and most importantly, MP for the good people of Wasia Irebi constituency. Minister, good morning. So I will now yield the podium to the Honorable Minister for Railway Development to give us his presentation, and we'll come back to you for questions and go for his answers. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, my sister. Good morning. The Honorable Minister for Information, the Deputy Minister for Information here present, Deputy Minister for Railway Development, the Chief Executive, and then the Board Chairpersons for Ghana Railway Authority, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Railway Company, Chief Director of my ministry, and the Chief Director of the Ministry of Information, very hardworking lady, understand has upgraded the Ministry of Information, and I brought your level now to number 8 or number 6 thereabout. This morning I make an appeal to the minister to loan me the chief director so that in return I'll give him my budget, to work. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news today is that the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has commenced work on the Manso-Huni Valley section, 78 kilometers road, contract of an amount about 500 million euro. This is in fulfillment of government agenda to complete the Western Line. And so this morning, it is my pleasure to present myself to the media and the good people of Ghana particularly, to appraise you on the progress so far made in the railway sector and in pursuit of the vision of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for transformation of our economy. As a minister with oversight responsibility for development of the country's railway sector, I'm going to focus my conversations on steps and strategies being implemented to ensure that the railway sector contributes positively towards achieving the transformational change that we are all desirous to see as a nation. In the first part of my presentation, I'll introduce to you the mandate of the ministry following the establishment in February 2017 by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. The second part of my presentation will focus on the current states of the railway infrastructure development and service provisions in Ghana, with some projection within the short to medium term. As you can see on my extreme left is the master plan of the railway across the country. I will then conclude my presentation with assistance of a moderator who will take you through some of the presentations to clarify some of the points and timelines as you may want to know. You will agree with me that the transport sector plays a very critical role in propelling development, economic growth, and sustainable poverty reduction. Indeed, this government continues to demonstrate its passions of intensifying transport infrastructure development to accelerate transformations, revitalizing, and modernizations of our economy in order to achieve a high and a sustained growth. In a strategic effort to develop and strengthen the overall rail transport system in Ghana, the government under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo carved out the railway from other modes of transport and prioritized its development in order for it to serve as a catalyst for the industrialization and socio-economic development of our nation. The President has re-emphasized that one of the legacies that he wants to leave behind when he leaves office is a modern railway network in the country, which is interconnectivity with Burkina Faso. For this reason, the President established in February 2017 the Ministry of Railway Development and tasked the ministry with the responsibility of ensuring the rapid development of a modern rail network and associated infrastructure within the country. The ministry, ladies and gentlemen, is therefore mandated to develop and formulate appropriate policies, plans, and programs to guide the development of the rail transport sector for the efficient movement of passengers and goods, facilitate trade, industrial development, and stimulate economic growth. As you may be aware, government has developed a railway master plan to serve as a guide for the fulfillment of the ministry's mandate to systematically modernize and expand the railway network in the country, starting with the rehabilitation of the existing narrow gauge. However, due to the level of deterioration of the old narrow gauge network and its corresponding high cost of rehabilitation, a policy decision was taken by the government not to rehabilitate the entire network, but instead only limit sections from Accra through Tema to Nsawam on the eastern line, and secondly Takoradi through Kojo Krom to Takwa on the western line. This is to keep the system running with the existing fleet of narrow gauge road stock, while steps are taken to reconstruct and expand the whole network based on the new standard gauge system. My very good friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen, the western line, which is from Takoradi to Kumasi, with a branch line from Dunkwa to Awaso, used to be a major route for transportation of major minerals and other bulk commodities like manganese, bauxite, cocoa, timber, cement, petroleum products, mining equipment, and others. The haulage of these commodities by rail reduces the challenges of using the road transport, which causes road deterioration. Unfortunately, due to the several decades of neglect and underfunding, the Western Line is completely broken down, except for partial freight services on the Takoradi-Nsuta section, which is used for the haulage and export of manganese through the Takoradi port. Fortunately, In 2017, government budgetary support was provided for the rehabilitation of sections of the existing narrow gauge Western Line from Kojo Krom to Takwa through Unsuta to facilitate the efficient haulage of manganese from the mines in Unsuta to the port of Takoradi, and also to facilitate passenger services. The rehabilitation project was completed in January 2020 under my predecessor, Honorable Joe Gatti, and the passenger service was reintroduced from Takoradi to Takwa for the first time since 2007. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, apart from the rehabilitations of the Takoradi-Unsuta narrow gauge line, the standard gauge line is also being developed. Firstly, the construction of the 22 kilometers Kojo Krom to Manso section of the Western Line, which is commenced in 2018 with funding by the government of Ghana, is currently 72% complete. This project is expected to be fully completed and handed over by the contractor, Amandi Holdings, to the government in the second quarter of 2022. The development of the new standard gauge Western Line is expected to continue in 2020 from Manso to Hunu Valley, also by Amandi, under a credit facility. And I am happy to announce that the contractor has already been paid a mobilization quite close to 68 million euro for commencement of this section. And as I speak, mobilization work had begun and the contractor has moved to site to begin this section of work. The total sum of this contract, with a total length of about 78 kilometers, amount to 500 million euro. The project will also include a conversion of the dual gauge tracks between Takoradi and Kojo Krom from narrow gauge to standard gauge. The construction of a new standard gauge rail line from Takoradi section to Takoradi port in order to have a continuous standard gauge connection from the port to the Unsuta bauxite mine and other mines to facilitate efficient haulage of these materials. Still on the Western Line, the government of Ghana is providing funds under the annual budget funding amount, ABFA, for the development of a new 6-kilometer standard gauge line in Kumasi from Edum to Kase. The contractor, David Walters Limited, has mobilized to site to undertake site clearance works for the construction of the new standard gauge line. The project is expected to be completed over a period of 12 months construction period. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to complete the development of the Western Line to link up with the new bauxite deposit at Ninahene, to support the exploitations of bauxite and facilitate the development of Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Project being pursued by government, preparatory works are currently ongoing for the development of the following sections of the Western Line. 1, the section from Kase to Eduardin, approximately 12 kilometers. 2, the section from Eduardin to Obuasi, approximately 51 kilometers. 3, the section from Huni Valley to Dunkwa, approximately 75 kilometers. 4, the section from Dunkwa through Awaso to Ninahene, approximately 137 kilometers. And 5, the Dunkwa to Obuasi section, approximately 38 kilometers. The Eastern Line, ladies and gentlemen, is a line that links Accra to Kumasi with a branch line from Achimota to Tema Port. Following years of neglect by successive governments, large portions of the existing narrow gauge line was not operational, with exceptions of the Accra to Tema and Accra to Nsawam section, which are used to provide passenger commuter services from time to time. Rehabilitation works, ladies and gentlemen, were carried out on section of the line from Accra to Tema and also from Accra to Nsawam by the Ghana Railway Company Limited in December 2018 and December 2019, respectively. Passenger rail services on the line were, however, suspended in April 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. As part of efforts to address the perennial flooding that occurs at Aveno near the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, the Hydrological Service Department took advantage of the suspension of the passenger service on the line to undertake the construction of a concrete culvert across the rail track. Similar culvert construction works were undertaken across the line at Taifa by the Ghana Railway Company Limited. At the moment, the Ghana Railway Company Limited, which is the operator, and the Ghana Railway Development Authority, the regulator, are undertaking joint test exercises in order to reopen the line for traffic. The ministry is also going through the required approval processes to effect a contract with KEC to utilize an Indian Exim Bank facility for development of a new standard gauge line from Accra to Achimota through Kotoku to Nsawam to begin the development of the entire Eastern Line. As I speak, the parliamentary memo is ready for consideration. The new Eastern Line will run from Accra to Kumasi and will serve the Bonkra Integrated Logistic Terminal, and will also have a branch line from Bososu to Chebi and also from Achimota to Tema to facilitate the haulage of bauxite under the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Project. The development of Tema to Mpakanda section on standard gauge line is being developed by Afcon Infrastructure Limited with an Exim Bank facility, and is also on course, and this project is expected to be completed before the second quarter of 2022. As I speak, the project currently is about 90% completed and covers approximately 100 kilometers of the proposed Ghana-Burkina Faso Railway Interconnectivity Project. The remaining sections of the rail interconnectivity project, spanning about 1,100 kilometers from Pakadan through Paga to Ouagadougou, is being implemented under a PPP arrangement. The government of Ghana and the government of Burkina Faso are jointly going through the necessary procurement processes as established by law within the two countries. My good friends from the media, in order to ensure that Ghana develops adequate local capacity to manage and maintain the railway system, which is currently undergoing modernization, the new Railway Central Training Institute, located at Sekendi in the Western region, has been refurbished with Government of Ghana funding since January 2022, providing training for over 300 youthful Ghanaians in various engineering and degree programs. The school has been upgraded into a degree awarding institution through collaborative efforts by the Ministry of Railway Development and George Grant University of Mines and Technology. The academic programs currently being offered by the university has been purposefully structured to ensure that the students go through practical and hands-on engineering training to augment the theoretical knowledge in order to strengthen the capacity building program within the various sectors. Government is also currently upgrading the old railway workshop complex at Sekendi to strengthen local capacity for the repairs and maintenance of the locomotives, wagons, coaches, and other ancillary railway equipment for the efficient delivery of the Ghana railway system. The vision, ladies and gentlemen, is to modernize and equip the facility for it to become one-stop workshop to serve the railway, mining, petroleum, agricultural, and other ancillary industries within the country. 2 out of 7 of the workshops at the facility have currently been refurbished with funding by Government of Ghana. The remaining 5 are currently undergoing refurbishment by CK Engineering Limited. I wish, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude my presentation by reiterating that the development of infrastructure, and for that matter, the railway system, will create jobs and facilitate trade and industrial development, which will in turn stimulate economic growth and poverty alleviation. In the process, new towns and cities will be developed, and old towns would also be revitalized. It is therefore, let us therefore join hands as we continue to support government to deliver on its mandate to ensure the needed railway infrastructure is put in place quickly to help alleviate poverty and improve on our standard of living. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you, Honorable John Peter Amewu, for the good work done and also for that insightful presentation. Before I come for your question, permit me to acknowledge the Managing Director of Ghana Railway Company Limited, Engineer Dr. Michael Ajay Anyete. Ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of those media houses that are non-English speaking media houses, permit me to just give a summary in Akan. Mepamocho ene nyame adom ye Honorable Peter Amewu a wo ye oswafo da Railway Development Ministry ano se efa akwan a ye train Faso keteke ho nsem ni bibia ono ne hweso na ene press briefing no titiriu ne se obekyerekye mpuntu ahodo a aban na timi di sika hyem na ode ahode ahyem ama o matimi aye ebi ne se wo hwa Western Line na o ma hye adwuma ase wo manso huni valley kwan so afei nso se wo hwe teman pakadan kwan na o moye na o se nyame adaroma is about 90% complete a nyame adoma enru afi a yebesi mu no enru afi ne mpa mu kra na eno nso so adwuma enso so ode aba begu na afei nso so wa cheche bia bebre a o mo pese o mo ye sa kwan yi bi ho a nhihye ya kwa anim ama contractor for krampo akọ site omugu so omohwe ebi ne kaase to aduaden ebi ne dunkwa to awaso ebi nso so ne huni valley to dunkwa ne nkeka ho na ne titru nso ne se o kire se eye bebia sika kokọwo anase agudie hye fom bia no aban ne ye nhyehyeye se obema sa tre kwan yi bia akọ bebia agudie no wo no no matimi afa afiri ho e de akoport ahodo ne yatimi de akọ amano ne nso so akọ di dwuma na emfaso abre oman no na ebi nso so se Ghana mabunu be se ahasa 300 ena omo gentete wo George Grant University of Mines and Technology UMAT se be ya nimdi ombenya omo so betime de aba be boa ministry ne hyehye ode agu apono so na echire kra na se keteke ene mfidi ahodo a omo yusu ni nyina nso so wape bia wo second D a watintimu mfidi a otimi di siesie sa train ni nyina se be ya ho niam ebese ne akande bia nso Ghana ha ya ebetimi adi ho dwuma ma ho mfaso abre enti ensema minister kan ne top fabo ewo akankasa mu no. So friends, if you have any question or submission, we will take the questions in about 2 batches or maybe 3 batches. So you can show by hand, we'll bring the microphone to you and then take your question. And when you get the microphone, kindly state your name and the media house that you represent. Thank you so much. Please, if you have any question. Okay, so we'll take the first question from here. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Athamin Sagodo from Ghana News Agency. Yes. It's good news that Manson and Huni Valley project is about to start. But I want the minister to take opportunity to clarify this issue. Recently, the minister was reported to have said that it is not possible for Ghana to have SkyTrain in the next 3 to 4 years. And a lot of people are raising issues because the former minister, Jogate, was reported to have signed a concession agreement with a South African company during the South Africa program, African Investment Forum. And people are asking that if Ghana has already signed a concession agreement with a South African company, how come it's not possible to have that project done in the next 3 to 4 years? Then my second question, I've read a lot of reports about 4 projects that Ghana is embarking on, the railway project, and some of them we're supposed to get support from outside before we can implement such projects. And I've been wondering if we don't get such support, and considering our economic situation, how do we fund such project, even though it's a noble project to have railway, but how we can fund this thing is an issue.
Please, can you clarify the support? Are you talking about funding?
Yes, I'm talking about funding. Okay. Yes, if we are looking forward to have financial support outside to implement about 4 of such railway projects, and if because of the global economic meltdown we don't get support, how do we implement such projects?
Okay. So, Nana, we'll take the second question.
My name is Nana Poku from Daily Searchlight. Yeah, to tie in with the question, his last question, the previous minister, the former minister, did say that a lot of people come in for the railroad project, but because of the cost involved, they all go away. I don't know where Mr. Peter Meru, whether people have come in with ready funding system, because you didn't tell us how much the whole system is going to cost. In fact, you told us about the domestic cost of some of the railway lines, but the international ones, like from Ghana to Burkina Faso, how much it's going to entail and who is going to fund it? Have you got funding, or people have come in for the project to be undertaken? Thank you very much.
Okay, so please, if there is any question, we'll take 2 more and then go to the Honorable Minister for answers. Okay, so if not, we'll pause here. Honorable Minister, please.
Thank you so much. Yes, I was on record to have stated categorically that it's not possible within the 3 years to complete the SkyTrain. Yes, and I'm repeating that. It's not possible. The cost of the SkyTrain, if had to be done today, is about $12 billion. I'm told that the cost per kilometer is in the range of $11 to $12 million. And constructing a SkyTrain is not like a building a road. And so if you consider the period for 3 years, it's not possible. Sometimes we need to be very honest and very objective. And that is why I said for the period 3 years, it's not possible. I'm not on record to have said that SkyTrain, it's not possible in Ghana. It can be done in Ghana. But within that 3 years period that I've been asked for, I'm saying it and I'm still insisting that it cannot be done within the period of 3 years. Concessionaires programs or contracts, as you rightly said, had not been signed. What has been done within the framework is to sign an MOU. An MOU, of course, is not contracts. And largely, it's not even binding. And so, though an MOU is in place, what is allowed the ministry to do is to begin to put in measures to see how the project will be executed. That project, it's supposed to be funded again by government of Ghana based on the government balance sheet. What it means is that there's an opportunity for some loan to be brought in, and government balance sheet will receive that loan. And of course, today we are all aware the current problems in which the COVID has put all countries all over the world. So government's ability to absorb debt in funding a project of $12 billion, it's not possible within the next 3 years. How can we fund all these projects? Infrastructure projects all over the world are funded by the citizens. If we as citizens decided today that we are prepared to do a lot more infrastructure projects, we can do it. Governments get its resources from citizens. We, the citizens, are the development agents. And the only way government funds this project is through levy or taxes. And so today, if you all agree as a country that we aggressively have to tackle our infrastructure project in terms of the railway, and we are prepared to contribute to that, that can be done as quickly as possible. But the COVID issues in which all countries in the world have passed through, things are becoming extremely difficult. So funding are becoming difficult, and government cannot keep on going for debt. You are all aware of our fiscal space. So sources of funding of these projects are becoming very difficult. And the only way we can do it is through the internal sources, as the person wanted to know. Cost of the project, and who funds the Burkina-Ghana project. The cost of a railway project, it's quite extensive. The railway, unlike the road infrastructure, it's more capital intensive. A kilometer of railway line runs within a range of about 5 million to 6 million. Especially if we are even doing or to do ducting or going through some areas that are a bit difficult, it goes beyond $7 million per kilometer. The minimum we are doing now is about 5.8 million per kilometer. So the cost of railway per kilometer, it's very, very expensive. Who funds the Burkina to Ghana section of the Interconnectivity project? The section between Tema to Mpakadan is funded solely by government of Ghana. By government of Ghana, it's funded on EPC basis. So the debt is on government balance sheet. But beyond that section is an arrangement to give it to a concessionaire to run on what we call build, operate, and transfer. So that funding amount is not going to reflect on either government's balance sheet. It's going to reflect solely on the concessionaire's balance sheet. So the Burkina Ghana section is to be run on build, operate, and transfer. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have more questions, we'll go for another round. But if not, we'll draw the curtain. So please, if you have any question or submission, kindly show by hand. Okay. On that note, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for Railway Development, Honorable John Peter Amewu, and his delegation, our invited guests, and everyone who joined us this morning. Thank you so much, and good morning.